Alright everyone, how you guys doing? Welcome to Apple Weekly number 62. Isn't that an achievement and a half? This is of course a show where I cover everything Apple, both on YouTube and iTunes, should you wish to watch it on the way to work and uni, because I know all of you are bored when you're commuting, and if I can make the journey pleasurable, why not? Before getting started, I would like to thank our two sponsors, igear.com and Flyders. Excellent accessory for your Magic Mouse if you have one. Absolutely phenomenal, and I'm not just saying this because they sponsor the show. You really have to have one, and the price is reasonably fair, and they have a lifetime warranty, so win-win situation right there. The first story is iPhone 4 models are constrained. That is a good thing for those of you who have a low-end 16 gig iPhone 4. Take it to the Apple Store, and if you are eligible for a replacement hardware, then they would give you the 4S instead of the 4 because they don't have any 4s in stock. Now, it only affects a number of Apple retail stores and it's not a guarantee, but various reports have said Genius bars are totally kind of low on 4 models, and specifically it's a low end one, so you may get lucky and you might get your 4 swapped it for a 4S. If you have recently had this done, leave it in the comments below. Could the next iPhone 5 be delayed? Wouldn't that be such a pain? This is according to one report who said Qualcomm is having issues with supplying chipsets. The chairman of Qualcomm came out and said they are trying to do their best, but who knows what is actually going down. And of course LTE is widely rumoured to happen in the iPhone 5 because the iPad 3 or the new iPad just got it, so it makes sense for the next iPhone to have it as well. And if there is a delay, don't expect an iPhone in June, July, as has been the case with the iPhone 4 and the 3GS and the 3. Still going to be, in my opinion, and going by the reports, and one of the reasons why they switched over from the 4 to the 4S dates in the September-October timeframe, is to kind of keep up with the holiday season and to have a gap in between the iPad and the iPhone 4 launch. I guess what I'm trying to say is I hope it's not a case where the iPhone is being launched in November and December because a chipset manufacturer really can't keep up with demand, or it could just be that Apple's outright bought so many chips that, you know, they're just having trouble in general. But I hope that is the case, that Apple have secured a large number of chipsets, so no other manufacturer can come in and say, hey, we want some and we want some, and because there's a gazillion different Android manufacturers out there, it only makes sense for Apple to go in and secure a wide or a majority of the share. And staying with the iPhone 5 stories, a report by Korean television network has said it's pretty much confirmed that we're going to see a liquid metal body for the next generation iPhone come the holiday season. Apple of course acquired rights to liquid metal technologies, and it's been rumoured they have been using it on and off in the 4S and the 4 for the SIM card trays, but no hard evidence has come out yet. But in all honesty, I hope the next generation MacBooks get the liquid metal technology first before the iPhone. iPhone, take that, son. Next up, there's going to be some changes in the Genius Bar operations in terms of iOS devices. So basically what this means is when you take your iDevice into an Apple store to get checked out, and if they feel that it's not software related, they need to change the hardware, instead of telling you to go back home and make sure you've got an update of your iDevice and then come back in store and we'll replace the device for you, they're going to back up your data right there and then in the store locally, so all your contacts, all your application, address books, the whole lot will be stored temporarily within the store unit, and then when you get your new unit, they'll, you know, replicate it across. They'll do kind of a mirror effect on the new device, and then automatically the servers will be deleted. So it could be a potential where, do you really want Apple to have all your data? But then again, they're wiping it anyway, but who knows that they're wiping it really? There is really a cause for concern there. I mean, usually when I go into a Genius Bar appointment, I always make sure that, you know, before I leave the house, everything is backed up on my main machine at home. It's just had a fresh backup. So I guess it really depends on whether you really trust Apple in having your data temporarily. It's a bit like the Macs that are displayed at the Apple retail stores. So if you walk in, use the Mac and install stuff on it, each night the Macs get restarted and automatically everything that you've done on that machine gets, you know, completely wiped out. So there is going to be some sort of similar mechanism, and it's not been rolled out yet. It's been trialled at their headquarters first, of course, and there's a rumoured date of 2013 where they'll be rolling it across all the stores. But leave your thoughts in the comments below. And before going into the last story, which most of you probably are waiting for, they say you learn a new thing every day. Well, one of the things in the iGear garments is that your headphones are carefully managed. So your iPhone or your MP3 player in here, or your Samsung phone in here, all nicely wired, comes out the other side, nice and sweet. How about that, eh? So you're wondering what on earth is actually going on with the MacBooks. What is going on? We haven't heard anything considering it's the end of April. Good news, there have been some related stories as of today. Ivy Bridge chipsets have been pushed out to manufacturers. Specifically 13 have been introduced, and majority of these chipsets are for the desktop market. That is kind of good for you Mac Pro and iMac owners, because now that they're released they can be officially used by Apple to bring out new machines for us. As for MacBook related machines, there are a few chipsets which Apple could use from this initial launch for the 15-inch and the 13-inch MacBook Pros. And in terms of the next phase of the Ivy Bridge chipsets, they will be released on the 3rd of June, and word is that is going to be dual-core chipsets, which most probably will be making their way into the MacBook Air side of things if Apple decide to stay on dual-core, or they might move up a notch and use quad-core chips. But I guess the good news is there won't be really a shortage on these, because Intel has already built 3 factories to manufacture the Ivy Bridge chipsets, and the 4th one is on its way later this year. Of course, the benefits of Ivy Bridge chipsets are that the processors are faster, the battery is more efficient, the graphics are more enhanced, USB 3 technology. It's overall, you know, much better than Stanley Bridge. Of course, it's newer stuff, so you would expect it to be, you know, more. But all in all, great update. Can't wait to see what Apple does with them. As you know, as nice as the thing inside is, it's going to be interesting what the overall media refresh from the outside, from the design aspect, is going to be like. And more importantly, when the heck Apple is going to bring out these updates. And staying on the MacBook Pro stuff, is the 17-inch MacBook Pro going to die? According to one analyst today, he said, well, it's end of time or end of life for the 17-inch MacBook Pro, and come the next refresh, we're not going to see anything done with it. The basis of him saying this is because of apparently weak sales of the 17-inch MacBook Pro, and in specific, 50,000 sales, estimated sales for Q1 of 2012. Now these are, of course, take for what you want. It's not confirmed, it's just kind of a rumour, it's kind of an analyst saying this. He's been correct in the past. Whether he's going to be correct in the future, who really knows. The 17-inch really are aimed for the Pro. It's even marketed as a mobile Pro Studio on Apple's own page, so if, you know, they are going to do this, it's a shame, because the Mac Pro really hasn't gone an update for the past couple of years, and now talks of a 17-inch MacBook Pro phasing away. I guess it all comes back to how well are the 13 and 15-inch going to be? Has Apple perhaps got a different plan? Are they going to introduce a 19-inch MacBook Pro? Is that why they're killing the 17? There are endless kind of rumours as to what could happen. One of the things, it could be that the 17-inch is simply going to get the new design later on, or the refresh later on, as was the case in previous times. When the unibody design was revealed, only the 13 and 15-inch got upgraded, the 17-inch got upgraded at a later stage. So that could well be the same situation where the 17-inch is going to go through the exact same thing, and as previous reports have said, that the 13 and 15 are going to be updated first and the 17 later on. That could well be true. But guys, that is it really for Apple Weekly. I hope you liked it. If you can leave a comment in the section below, that would be fantastic. Or if you happen to be watching on iTunes, leave it in the review section. Be sure to check out iglaswegian.com. All my social media links are on there should you wish to follow it. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.
tired of that dirty old mouse pad limiting your range of motion? Get back into precision with Flatters, the original slippers for your mouse. Get your flat on. And get your set of Flatters at flatters.com. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook.